Hello students. Today's topic for basics of Indian Constitution is nature and justiciability of directive principles of state policy. When we talk about the nature and justiciability of directive principles, nature means the extent to which they can be enforced, and justiciability means the capacity of the court to adjudicate a matter. And these two things in directive principles of state policy are still at a constitutional interpretation, but the prima facie inference is that directive principles cannot be enforced. The justiciability of directive principle is a rather negative, and they are not like fundamental rights. They cannot be adjudicated in the courts like fundamental rights. The directive principles are unenforceable and are just a guiding principle for a government. They are just guiding principles that the government follow while framing the laws. The true nature and justiciability is determined by the authority of Article 37. So, Article 37 clearly mentions this, that the entire Part 4, which is the directive principles of state policy, will not be enforceable in nature. The reason for its unenforceability is that when the Indian nation achieved independence, the social and the economic condition of the Indian state was not that well, and therefore it was not possible to create the directive principles of the state policy in an enforceable way. But they were made an integral part to guide the Indian government towards the constitutional goals. The present legal scenario of the directive principle is that they are guiding principles to our nation, to our government, and it has to be acknowledged that the fundamental rights do supersede the directive principles of the state policy. It is also true that even after 70 years of Indian independence, there has been no amendment to the constitution that will make the directive principles of the state policy enforceable, and which has been one of the greatest criticism for the part 4 of the constitution. Even after being part of the Indian constitution, they do not impose any sort of legal implication upon the Indian state. Professor K.C. Verre portrays them as a manifesto of aims and aspiration, whereas T.T. Krishnamachari holds them as a veritable dustbin of sentiments. However, even after being criticized by people so much around the globe, the directive principle of state policy are an integral part of the Indian constitution and will stay being the part of Indian constitution, providing a way to achieve a welfare state for the upcoming governments of our nation. Thank you.